guys, welcome back to another debrief of Universe-League. I can't believe we're almost there in the finale, so this is episode 8, and I don't have time to literally sit here and go through a lot of things in detail like I've done in my previous debriefings. I'm doing this very last minute. It's literally like noon on a Thursday. I'm on my lunch break. I'm doing this in my spare time. Tomorrow, or maybe even a couple hours, it's literally the finale. It's what, January 23rd right now. I'm trying to get this out as fast as I can. Forgive me. I've been so late on this. So many things have happened in my life recently, just this week, so I've been really busy. My anxiety has been high. Can't really get myself to like record anything. Considering all this, since this is very rushed right now, this will be like just simple editing. I'm so sorry for the lack of quality, but I just want to get this out before the finale because I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the finale. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with that yet. I really want to do kind of like a live. Let me know what time you guys are free. Specify the time zone because I'm in the United States. So if you can convert it for me, that would really help me so much because I suck at converting time zones. California time, by the way, California time, because we have like 3-4 time zones here in the United States. Anyway, let's get to it. Episode 8. Spoiler warning. Just letting you know, if you haven't seen episode 8, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. So. Also, another disclaimer, like I said, this is my personal opinion. If you don't like my personal opinion, well, there is a reason that is my personal opinion. It's based on my truths, it's based on my choices, it's based on my own feelings. I respect your opinion. If it doesn't match as mine, it's totally fine. It's not the end of the world, okay? I respect your opinion. Don't take my word as law. Please don't. Please don't do that to me. That's a lot of pressure. I watched this literally last weekend and it's been a few days already, so I don't remember a lot. So I'm relying on my notes. So if there's something that you're like, oh wait, that did not happen, feel free to let me know in the comments. Episode 8. This is the second units that were performing. Rhythm Unit 2, Don't Hit the Brakes. Beat Unit 2, On and On. Groove Unit 2 is Butterfly. Out of these 3 songs, honestly, let me just let you know, I personally think I like the Unit 1 songs better. Out of these 3, I don't know what I personally like. So Don't Hit the Brakes is growing on me. All of them are really good songs. On and On, I feel the same way as when Don't Hit the Brakes. Naturally for me, like first impression wise, I really like Butterfly, I would say, because it's catchy. Like you already know that I'm a refreshing concept kind of girly, okay? I just love that. But Don't Hit the Brakes and On are growing on me. Like I said, I do like Unit 1 songs better because Only You is the best song ever, I would say, okay? That is bold of me to say because Roller Coaster is so good as well. So let's look back. When it comes to Rhythm, Unit 2, Don't Hit the Brakes group, this unit had quite an intense journey, okay? We saw some tough decisions being made by Ten and Yang Yang. They're a very, very talented group, especially when it comes to performance-wise. JL was showcasing his versatility as per usual, you know, what a king. Steven's rap has definitely improved, just like Ten and Yang Yang has said. Like, it noticeably has improved. Like, if you compare him from episode 1 or, you know, whenever they started doing group performances, like, his tone and his rapping has just gotten stronger, and I'm so happy for him. He's one of the best improvements. Like, you can literally see how much Steven has grown, not just like in his skills, but also like his personality and his leadership style. Guys, I love Steven, okay? Dongyun, we saw Dongyun kind of like, he was chosen for this unit, but we all saw that he was kind of unstable when it comes to his singing voice. This obviously led him to being cut and Tien replacing him. Also kind of heartbreaking to see him break down because I feel like Dongyun, I do love Dongyun. I feel like haven't had a win in a while, so I understand. I felt so much for him that he is so frustrated. Obviously, he's very, very talented, but he hasn't had a chance to like really show his skills. I think he saw being able to perform on Unit 2 as that one chance that he has, right? So I felt so bad for him when he was like crying and everything. Yeah, and especially knowing that he couldn't perform on any of the stages. We saw Schweibo always being so creative whenever he wants to just like make himself stand out. He always thinks outside the box. When he has so many good ideas. Honestly, his showmanship is so appreciated, especially in an idol group, right? Like, you're a group in itself, so he's always thinking, how can I stand out? Like, he's there for the benefit of the group, but at the same time, he's like, how do I make myself stand out? I love that he knows how to balance his group dynamics and also showcase his own individuality. As final unit of Rhythm, Unit 2, Don't Hit the Brakes. is JL, Shuaibo, Steven, Chien, Daisuke, Lee Zuno, and Zen Zen. Beats Unit 2 is the starting lineup again. There was no change. I think this was a unit that was really highly anticipated just because we saw the previews. It kind of ended on a cliffhanger. I was like, what is going on? So I definitely have high expectations for Team Beat going into episode 8. Especially with their previous performance. You all know I loved My performance. I thought Unit 1, Team Beat, My performance was the best out of the Unit 1 stages, personally. What I love about Beat is truly their group dynamic. They're really true characters and personalities. Every time I see them interact, the bond that they have is so endearing to me. And honestly, I feel like they're the personalities of the show. They were an idol group. I would be sat waiting for their variety show content because I just think they have that variety show personalities. You all saw that in the holiday episode. That's definitely what I'm gonna miss about Team Beat. Groove Unit 2, Butterfly Unit. The theme of Butterfly is definitely like a very refreshing concept. Young, youthful, warm kind of feeling. I think in this unit, Siren has really proved to be one of the most stable vocalists in the competition. This was a good trade for Changsub. I'm really happy that he has survived. Young was actually chosen for Unit 2, Butterfly, at first, but then he struggled with his high notes. When I was watching that, I was like, oh, that's kind of surprising to me. I feel like Ju-young is one of the most stable vocalists in the show. I don't know if maybe it's just like he was lacking practice or maybe he was just exhausted. Maybe things just wasn't working for him that day. I don't know. I felt really bad because I've been voting for Ju-young. I love Ju-young, you guys. Because he dropped out, or Changsub took him out for the unit, So Jung-un took over his place. It was so endearing to watch him work extra hard to really prove that he deserved that spot. The thing that I love about him is truly his work ethic. He's proven time and time again that hard work does pay off. He's probably one of the most hardworking trainees in this show. He knows that he lacks the skill. He is older than everyone. He knows that he didn't really start like, you know, dancing or singing or really concentrating on those kind of things. Things that like performance-wise would make you stand out as an idol, right? Until much later on in life. And the fact that he's kind of going toe-to-toe with some of these trainees that have been like, you know, this has been their whole life is really impressive. His potential is immense. And this is why when the directors would say, Changsub especially, that like he has so much potential, I can see that. Every time I watch him, I myself can believe in him. Like I know in my heart that he's gonna get there. Just feels so good rooting for Jungwoo. Performances in episode 8. We started off with Groove Unit 2, Butterfly. The uniforms gave me Major Twas vibes. Let's be fucking real. They're youthful, they're refreshing. Who else embodies them than Twas, right? I also love their styling, and I feel like it fits the whole Butterfly vibe. We saw some of the behind the scenes while they were preparing for their unit. We saw Jungwoo's like dedication. He's very inspiring. I love seeing him practice and really refining his skills. Siren continues to be a vocal powerhouse. Let's be fucking real. I truly miss seeing him perform. Kenta, he faced a lot of immense pressure. He performed as center twice in a row, but I think he handled it very well. Being center is like a lot of pressure, but he knew that it was an opportunity that he can't miss. What is admirable about him is just like, even with the language barrier, I love that Kenta just like tries and gives it a shot, you know? He's also one of the really hardworking trainees that I've noticed. There was interaction between Kyungho and Kenta, and Kyungho surprised me because he was speaking in Japanese with him. And I was like, that's kind of impressive. And I caught that because, I mean, I know a little bit of Japanese. Testament to how Kyungho is such a good leader, going above and beyond to communicate with his members. So performance-wise, I feel like the choreography was really sharp. I love how they look. The way that they look really embodied the vibe of the song, you know? They were very synchronized. The strong dancers like Kyungho and Siren, because Siren came from rhythm, y'all. So he is also a very strong dancer, really helped out the performance. Like, I'm not saying that Groove sucks at dancing, okay? They're not. They're all really talented. But you can see how Kyungho and Siren are just a step above everyone in this unit when it comes to dancing. Parkhan's like such a good dancer too. Like, he's an all-rounder, so I can't even say anything about him. Those are the ones that stood out to me dance-wise, I would say. I would say though that Kyungho and Jaeho's vocals stood out. Jaeho, he is also very stable, so this concept really fit him. Because you know, he's one of the younger ones, and like I think he really embodied youth really well. Parkhan, always a scene stealer. Like, I feel like his stage presence is just so good, and every time he hits those notes, I'm just ascending. Still can't stop thinking about his notes in Only You. Every time I listen to Only You, I just like feel like I'm frolicking in the meadow, like a Studio Ghibli character. I think this unit looked really comfortable on stage. They delivered a very fun and confident performance. Is it better than Only You? I don't know. I feel like they're kind of comparable, but I would say Only You was better. Beat Unit 2, On and On. Styling wise, they looked really incredible. I remember Kyrie had like a hood. I was like, this is giving kind of Dune-ish. Their streetwear, on point. Like, you can tell already the story or the vibe that they're gonna bring on stage by just their outfits. You all think that fits is just all about, you know, visual, but actually fits play a lot of role in storytelling. If you don't get the fits right in your performance, then already I'm confused. I honestly think Beat was very good in like storytelling when it comes to their fits and fashion for their performances, because My was also incredibly great, and now On and On. In the behind the scenes moment, we saw Woongi was saying how he has this Park-han method of training when it comes to vocals, because he said that he was the one in charge of the high notes for this song, which makes sense. You know, he's one of the strongest vocally in the group. I was cracking up because he was like, I basically just put a picture of Park-han when I'm trying to hit those notes. But in my head, if I don't hit those notes, he looks like he's gonna be judging me. That is the Park-han method of singing. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever works for you, King. Okay, whatever works for you, King. I really appreciated how the directors really took care of Team B in this episode. They went above and beyond to invest time and effort in really having B succeed in this performance, in this stage, in this round. This was their own way of really allowing Beat to embody the concept that they have envisioned. We all know that El Capitan is really meticulous and a stickler when it comes to like embodying concepts, and I think that's what makes Beat really special. They know how to embody the concepts from the littlest tiniest details. Like when I talked about their fits, it tells the story already the moment they set their foot on stage, right? Their theatricality and showmanship that they show on stage actually is the full embodiment of the concept, and I think that is what makes Beat really strong in my eyes. This song, On and On, is like a lot of rapping and moves are pretty swaggy. You really need a lot of confidence in order to perform this song. Performance wise, I feel like their swag in the performance was very evident, but with also like hard hitting powerful moves. I haven't seen like the actual performance video just yet. The way I was watching it on the episodes, I was kind of like mad about the camera work just a little bit. There were some parts that seemed slightly off, and I think it's really the camera work. Camera work was just not doing it for me, so I think it was such a disservice. Like, I want to see the performance for itself, especially on a very highly anticipated performance. Okay, that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Who impressed me the most in this performance was Hyote. His rap speed was actually pretty impressive. His vocals, amazing. I haven't really noticed him before. In this round, Hyote has really impressed me a lot, which just makes me sad. Which truly just makes me sad. With Beat, you know, I feel like their stage energy is just infectious. That's just how they are. Okay, Rhythm Unit 2, Don't Hit the Brakes. Their fits were cowboy fits. That was such an interesting choice. I get it. I can see the vision. Also, the way that they were wearing leather pants. They were about to perform a hard-hitting choreo. I'm like, damn. Good for you all. The few times I've ever worn leather pants, it annoyed me because it's kind of squeaky. I just can't move. The fact that they were doing that and hitting a hard-hitting choreo, good job. Good job, Team Rhythm Unit. 5 of the members who performed in Unit 1 are also performing in Unit 2, so 5 members have to perform twice. It must have been so exhausting for them. Imagine like practicing 2 different choreos in a week or 2, whatever. That must have been so confusing. And you can tell, like, we saw it in the behind the scenes. Like, Daisuke especially was like, I went from like a really cute concept that I'm comfortable with, and then now I'm doing something else. He is a very good dancer, okay? He's young and he's very talented, but at the same time, like, you know, he's doing completely opposite concept. So like, that must have been so confusing for him. I don't blame him for like struggling a little bit in the practice. Those are very distinct choreography. Steven's leadership keeps shining when it comes to these past rounds. Like, he literally spent his free time coaching the struggling members, okay? That is a true leader right there. When it comes to the performance, JL started the performance with a rap. All-rounder king. What is something that he can't do? Name it. Nothing. Like, he is so good. I've said this before. If JL and Park don't debut, it will be the biggest mistake of the K-pop industry. Period. Okay? Don't even fight me on that. At the end of the day, he is a main vocalist, so it was really interesting to see his tone, his rap style, and I would say it's very smooth compared to Steven's rap tone, which is, I feel like he's more of a natural rapper compared to JL. But honestly, JL's rap, the way he started the song, I was like, this is making my brain tingle, for real. We saw Tian do a very, very impressive high kick. That was a good center moment for him. I honestly think Tian is such a good center. He really knows how to command the stage whenever he's on center. Oh my god, also Lee Zeno and Zenzen delivered stable vocals. Oh my god, kings. I wanted to see more of Lee Zeno and Zenzen in the behind the scenes, but we didn't get to really see that, so I was kind of worried that we won't see them much during the performance. But compared to Unit 1's roller coaster performance, I think the camera work did better in here and showcasing everyone, because I barely saw Ayumu and Yushin on Unit 1, but I pretty much saw Lee Zeno and Zenzen here. Lee Zeno? Stable king. Zenzen was so good as well. There was this one part where like JL unbuttoned his shirt and everyone was screaming. I was like, he knows what he does. He knows the impact he has for real. And that's the thing. I feel like as an idol, you really need to know what appeals to your crowd. And I know he just knows what works. Okay? He can read his audience like a book. Okay, that is JL for you. Watching them, I was getting tired. Like, the choreo was physically draining, but hey, they executed it powerfully. Now, compared to their roller coaster performance, do I prefer Don't Hit the Brakes better? This is my opinion, okay? I like roller coaster song way better, but I like this performance better. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Song-wise, I prefer, just because for my personal opinion, my personal taste, I like roller coaster better. They weren't bad on roller coaster, okay? But performance-wise, the whole package, I love Don't Hit the Brakes way more than roller coaster. Which brings us to the results, okay? Our most favorite part of the fucking show. The most stressful part of the show. We got on-site voting and online voting being considered in when it comes to like the results. 30% live audience voting and 70% online voting. Whoever wins the live audience vote doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna be winning in the end, because that percentage of online vote is so damn high. It could literally like overturn a lot of things, right? And that's exactly what happened. In the on-site voting results, Team Groove won with 3,362 points, 3,362. Beat was second, 3,204, and Rhythm was 3,036. We all know that like the live audience love Groove. They just resonate with the live audience a lot more. And I feel like they have more fans that have been coming on site. Good for them. But my biggest gripe about this on-site voting was truly, why did Roller Coaster score higher than Don't Hit the Brakes for Rhythm? That's what gagged me. I thought the performance for Don't Hit the Brakes was so much better. And this brings me back to my point before that I've raised before, like, for some reason, the refreshing concept just resonates with the audience more. And I've been saying this so many times. This is a reason why TWS is really, really high up in the charts, like as a 5th gen boy group, okay? Their concept is refreshing. And I think that's what resonates a lot with the Korean general public. They were one of the ones that have been in one of the Korean charts. I think it might be Melon charts or maybe Circle, whatever. They've been there months and weeks last year as the #1, consistently the #1 song. That just tells you refreshing concept is so in. And when you're performing it in a live audience, I feel like it just resonates more. That's my theory behind that. I personally like Don't Hit the Brakes more. Like, the choreography was on point. It was just better to me, even though I like Roller Coaster as a song better, which kind of just tells you that maybe like song choice plays a huge role when it comes to like live audience resonating with you. When it comes to Beat's performance, I thought My was way better than On and On. I don't know why, but like I resonated with My better than On and On. The score for On and On for Beat was way higher than My. And because of On and On, Beat was second in the live voting result. Like, I'm honestly so happy for them because that has been their goal. They're like, we just want to be second, okay? And the way that they celebrated that they were second was so, they're so funny and endearing, and they're so adorable. When it comes to online voting, 7 million votes were cast. That is crazy. That is insane. And when they calculated all the votes, you know, combining the live audience and online voting, not a surprise at all, Rhythm placed first. Team Rhythm is just very, very strong online and with the global fans, you know, because a lot of the global fans are voting online. Rhythm ended up winning the round and actually the league when you think about it, because when they tallied everything else, like including the online and live voting from all the different rounds, they ended up securing the top spot. Groove was second and then Beat was third. When they were announcing the scores, I was getting like so equally as nervous as them. 10 looks so nervous. I don't think I've ever seen this man that nervous. 10 is such a confident person. Okay, so when I was looking at him looking nervous, I was like, I'm getting a little nervous as well. And also Schweibo crying was everything to me. Oh my god, I love him so much. My little diva, I love you so much. When the scores were being announced and, you know, Rhythm finally won, I was thinking about Siren because he left Rhythm to join Groove, maybe thinking that he would finally win as well. So that kind of made me sad for him. I was like, damn it, Siren. So Rhythm, top 3, not a surprise. JL first. Second was Steven, and third was Schweibo. So those were the top 3. I remember JL's speech was so touching. The thing about him, he doesn't make it about himself. Like, obviously he's grateful. He also always acknowledges his team members. He's so well media trained. Even when he's like stuttering, when he's very emotionally like caught up, right? When he's speaking, he still knows how to say things very eloquently, and you can tell this man is media trained. Good for him. Good for him. That is an idol right there. What companies want their idols to be. When it comes to Groove individual rankings, Park Han was first. As a honey girly, yes, deserve, okay? He gave such a heartfelt speech. Made me almost tear up because he literally said, I didn't know that people would love me, because when we look back, he was saying how he has been in the dungeon for years. He has been training, never performed in front of a live audience. So this whole experience must be so shocking to him. Being able to perform in front of an audience and seeing that they are resonating with you must be like such a shock to him. The way he was just like surprised that people actually like him, I was like, yeah, of course we love you. Beat, we got Woongi as the first, not a surprise at all. He was also very, very emotional, and when he said that promises that he will finally debut this time, that got me so bad, because make this man debut for real, because this is like, correct me if I'm wrong, this is like his 3rd survival show or whatever. He just needs to debut, please. Unfortunately, on this episode, we did get multiple eliminations. Rhythm finally won. They didn't get any yellow cards. Groove did get 3 yellow cards. This was their first time having yellows. And then Beat got 6 yellow cards. The ones that were eliminated were basically Jin Ziming and Li Jue, which is so sad because Li Jue has one of the best vocals. If you guys go back to episode 3, he was so good. He was so stable when they were doing the B2B song. Hyotae was also eliminated, which is so crazy because like he was so good in this round. Like y'all. This is what pisses me off the voting system, okay? Because like when a trainee is finally getting their moment to shine and finally like showcasing what we've been waiting for and we know that they have the potential to do, they get eliminated. And that shit crushes me. Hyotae is a big example of that. And then in this episode, I was like really, really sad for Team B, because even though that they ranked 2nd in live voting and that really, really made their day, I was really sad because they had, like I said, they have such a great team dynamic. Like nothing makes you bond more as a team than trauma. They've been through the trenches with each other and they've been trauma bonded for life. Okay, their dynamic is just so good to me. And then the trades, y'all. The trades, I was about to like literally shit myself because I don't know why, but like my heart was beating so fast. Maybe because the pressure was really damn high, and also maybe because this is the first time that Rhythm won. So they get 2 trades. And they've never done that before. Or because they were second, they've only taken members from Team Beat, so the team below them, right? So this time they get to take from Team Groove. Groove hasn't been subjected to a trade before because they've always won, right? So this shit got me. My heart was about to like jump out my chest. Okay, Dongyun was released for Jongho. Jongho, you guys, when they were announcing that they were gonna get Jongho, at first I was like, huh? I literally was like, wait, what? This doesn't make any fucking sense. But then when you look back at it, I was like, yeah, they do need a Korean member, and they might as well get a really, really popular Korean member, right? And that's Jongho. And also his visuals is something that they've been wanting. Like, they want to balance their very strongly featured group. Because at the end of the day, you want your group to be diverse anyway, right? Like, you can't just have like very strong visual looking trainees, you know, that can only do hard-hitting concepts. At the end of the day, you want them to be little chameleons and diversify their looks, because audience stan idol groups because they want to be able to relate to someone, at least someone in the group. So if you have diversity, then yeah, the chances of a person standing you would be really that high. Everyone's very distinct from each other. You're gonna find someone to relate to. So I get their choice. Okay, and Jongho, I've been saying he has such a good work ethic, and that is something that anyone would love to have in their group. And during this time when they were trading Jongho, they kept like focusing on Juwon, who they lost obviously in the previous episode or in the previous round. The way his face looked so freaking betrayed when Ten-Yang literally announced Jongho. I was like, oh my god. At that point, my heart also sank for him, because I was like, no fucking way. There's no way they're not gonna get Jowon back, okay? They love Jowon. Jowon is literally Bleed's team rhythm, okay? I was like, there's no fucking way they're not gonna get him back. And obviously, they got him back. Their second trade was Jowon. They released Hiroto for Jowon. It was very expected, and it was so heartwarming when Ten literally told Jowon, welcome home. That shit got me. That shit truly got. That is their baby right there. Jowon is their baby. That just tells you how devastated they truly were when they lost him on the last round. And then we got Groove. So Groove got 1 trade. Changsub took Anyul for Daeyeon. It was so sad to see Anyul cry. Like I said, Team Beat has really bonded, okay? They have a really strong bond as a team. And if there was another round, being in Team Groove may be beneficial for him individually, because they may win, you know, because they have been winning a lot. But the fact that he was like really emotional about leaving, that just tells you that the bond that Team Beat has is that strong, okay? The family was breaking up. Episode 8, we ended that with 34 players remaining, but we found out that only 21 will be making it to the finals. With voting rules allowing only 1 team and 1 pick, the next stage will be very crucial, okay? This brings me back to my episode, I believe it was episode 5, where I talked about this unspoken rule theory that I have, which is now being proven right. In my unspoken rule theory, you can look at my first ever debriefing on this YouTube channel. I personally think there is an unspoken rule where the producers probably inform the directors that when they're doing the trades, they cannot pick JL, they cannot pick Park Han, or they cannot pick Woongi. And I feel like that has been going on, because how many trades has Changsub done? Because they've been winning. He has never picked JL, right? And then this, with Rhythm winning in this episode, they had the opportunity to take Park Han, but they didn't. They didn't. And the fact that like the aces of the show have really truly been determined as Park Han, JL, and Woongi, I was right that they were the main characters. Anyway, episode 9, check out my next video if you want to hear the debriefing of that one. See you there.